In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 19, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New Orleans Pelicans versus Brooklyn Nets. In the grand tapestry of the NBA season, where every victory and defeat weaves a narrative of its own, the New Orleans Pelicans quietly navigate their way, boasting an improved record of 41 wins and 26 losses, firmly establishing themselves as the 5th seed in the intense Western Conference race. Their recent triumph against Portland not only reflects their enhanced prowess, but also underscores their remarkable depth. While CJ McCollum's explosive 30-point performance rightfully garners attention, it's imperative to acknowledge the ensemble cast of talents such as Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Trey Murphy III, each contributing over 20 points. The resurgence of the Pelicans is palpable as they savor victory in 6 of their last 7 encounters. Conversely, the Brooklyn Nets find themselves mired in the depths of mediocrity, with a lackluster record of 26 wins and 42 losses, relegating them to the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference hierarchy. Despite Cam Thomas' commendable solo effort, notching 31 points in a valiant display, the Nets falter under the weight of collective inconsistency, highlighted by the absence of any other player surpassing the 20-point mark. It's a clash of contrasts when the Western might meets the Eastern aspirations on Tuesday. Reflecting on their sole encounter this season, the Nets suffered a humbling defeat against New Orleans, succumbing to a 112-85 loss on January 2nd. The New Orleans Pelicans are riding a wave of success, securing victory in 6 of their last 7 outings. They aim to extend their winning streak as they gear up for their next challenge, following a dominant 126-107 victory over the Trail Blazers. CJ McCollum spearheaded the Pelicans' charge with an impressive 30-point display, ably supported by Zion Williamson's double-double of 26 points and 10 rebounds, Brandon Ingram's 22 points accompanied by 7 rebounds and 4 blocks, and Trey Murphy's solid contribution of 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Pelicans showcased their offensive prowess, shooting at an impressive 53% from the field and connecting on 13 of 33 attempts from beyond the arc. With a commanding first-half performance of 73 points, they maintained their momentum throughout the game, outclassing the Trail Blazers in every quarter to clinch another resounding victory on home turf. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets find themselves in a rut, suffering defeats in 5 of their last 6 encounters. Their aspirations for redemption were thwarted once again as they stumbled to a disappointing 122-115 overtime loss against the struggling Spurs. Despite Cam Thomas' commendable effort with 31 points and 5 assists, accompanied by Dennis Schroeder's 19 points and 7 assists, and Mikal Bridges' contribution of 14 points and 7 rebounds, the Nets faltered when it mattered most. Shooting at 46% from the field and converting only 8 of their 31 attempts from downtown, the Nets squandered an 11-point lead in the 4th quarter, eventually succumbing to a demoralizing defeat in overtime. The Nets find themselves grappling with injuries, with Ben Simmons sidelined and Dorian Finney-Smith listed as questionable, whereas the Pelicans approach the contest with a full complement of players. The Pelicans boast an impressive track record against the spread, particularly on the road and in recent outings, with a commendable 19-14-1 against the spread record away from home and a stellar 6-1 against the spread record since March 1st. Demonstrating their offensive prowess with 15 victories of 20 or more points this season, the Pelicans exude confidence as they aim to extend their winning streak against a faltering Nets team. Conversely, the Nets' recent woes, including 3 consecutive losses against some of the league's bottom dwellers, underscore their struggles. With inconsistent performances and internal conflicts disrupting their rhythm, the Nets' recent form paints a grim picture. Sporting a dismal 1-5 against the spread record in their last 6 outings, the Nets appear vulnerable against a resurgent Pelicans side. With a stable rotation and standout performances from Zion Williamson, the Pelicans seem poised to capitalize on their momentum and secure another convincing victory. The New Orleans Pelicans have amassed a string of dominant victories over the past month, boasting a commendable against the spread record of 37-28-2 for the season. In contrast, the Brooklyn Nets continue to falter, both in terms of wins and against the spread performance, with a lackluster 29-36-3 against the spread record. The Pelicans' comprehensive triumph over the Nets earlier in the season serves as a testament to their superiority. This matchup epitomizes the divergent paths of the two teams, with the Pelicans enjoying a resurgence, winning 6 of their last 7 games, while the Nets languish in a slump epitomized by their recent loss to the Spurs. The Nets struggles as underdogs, evidenced by their poor against the spread record of 17-26-3, further compound their woes, suggesting a challenging outing against the Pelicans. Considering the circumstances, the odds favor the Pelicans, who have exhibited consistency and dominance in recent performances. While the line may seem favorable for a road team, the Pelicans' superior form and the Nets' vulnerabilities indicate a potential double-digit victory for New Orleans. Hence, the New Orleans Pelicans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Pelicans have maintained an under record of 14-20 on the road this season and an additional 18-23 under record in victories, underscoring their ability to dictate the tempo of the game. Conversely, the Nets' deficiencies on the offensive end, ranking lowly in points per game and field goal percentage, suggest a challenging task in generating scoring opportunities against a defensively sound Pelicans unit, led by stalwarts like Herb Jones. The New Orleans Pelicans' propensity to control the pace of the game, coupled with the Brooklyn Nets' offensive struggles, lends credence to a lower scoring affair seems probable. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Mavericks versus San Antonio Spurs. The stage is set for an electrifying showdown as the Dallas Mavericks embark on a journey to the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, Texas, ready to clash swords with the San Antonio Spurs. With a commendable 39-29 record this season, the Mavericks presently claim the 7th spot in the fiercely competitive Western Conference. Conversely, the San Antonio Spurs find themselves languishing at the bottom of the standings with a rather disheartening record of 15-53. Notably, the Mavericks have asserted their dominance in all 3 encounters thus far against the struggling Spurs. Showing signs of resurgence, the Dallas Mavericks are reigniting their competitive fervor, securing victory in 5 out of their last 6 matchups. Their recent triumph, a nail-biting 107-105 win against the Nuggets, saw stellar performances from key players. Luka Doncic spearheaded the charge with a remarkable stat line of 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists, supported by Kyrie Irving's 24 points and Derek Lively's valuable 14 points off the bench. Despite a somewhat tepid shooting display, the Mavericks displayed unwavering resolve, rallying back from a precarious position to force overtime, ultimately sealing the deal with Irving's clutch shot at the buzzer. In contrast, the San Antonio Spurs have found themselves mired in a slump, enduring defeats in 5 of their last 7 outings. However, a glimmer of hope emerged as they halted a 3-game losing streak with a hard-fought 122-115 overtime triumph over the Nets. Victor Wembanyama emerged as the linchpin of their victory, delivering a stellar performance with 33 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 blocks. Supported by Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, the Spurs showcased resilience, clawing back from an 11-point deficit to snatch an improbable win on home turf. Heading into the forthcoming showdown, the Mavericks may find themselves somewhat depleted, with Josh Green sidelined and Luka Doncic nursing a questionable status. Meanwhile, the Spurs continue to miss the services of Charles Bassey. Despite the odds stacked against them, the Mavericks boast an impressive record of 14-3 against the spread as favorites on the road this season, underscoring their prowess away from home. Conversely, the Spurs have struggled as underdogs on home court, managing a modest 11-15-1 record against the spread. With a commanding 9-1 record in their last 10 encounters against the Spurs, the Mavericks exude confidence as they aim to extend their dominance. The narrative of this matchup has unfolded thrice before, with the Mavericks consistently outperforming the spread. Although the Spurs managed to keep it within striking distance during their initial clash in San Antonio, the Mavericks entered this contest buoyed by their recent heroics. With an offense renowned for its efficiency, the Mavericks are poised to exploit San Antonio's defensive vulnerabilities. Conversely, Additionally, the Spurs lack the offensive prowess to capitalize on the Mavericks' defensive shortcomings, as evidenced by their paltry 93-point tally in their most recent meeting. While the absence of Doncic undoubtedly weakens the Mavericks, their recent resurgence suggests they have unearthed a winning formula. Bolstered by their recent triumphs, the Mavericks are primed to maintain their momentum in this encounter, with the odds favoring the streaking Mavericks. The Spurs, with little at stake in the waning stages of the season, face an uphill battle. With Luka Doncic upgraded to probable, the betting lines have heavily favored the Dallas Mavericks. Given their unblemished record against the Spurs this season, the Mavericks emerge as the clear favorites. Notably, their previous encounters have witnessed the Mavericks emerge triumphant with comfortable margins. Despite the Spurs' commendable 34-34 record against the spread, the Mavericks are poised for another commanding performance against their hapless adversaries. So the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. With the previous matchups yielding prolific scoring outputs, expect a similar spectacle in this encounter. Given the defensive deficiencies plaguing both teams, a high-scoring affair appears inevitable. Neither team possesses the defensive fortitude to impede the other's offensive onslaught, paving the way for a shootout on the court. In analyzing both teams' recent performances and stylistic tendencies, a projected average of 230 points emerges. Incorporating their average pace of 103.4 possessions per game, the total is poised to soar to 238 points. Notably, both teams exhibit a penchant for high possession games, further bolstering the likelihood of surpassing the projected total. Anticipate a high-octane affair as both teams, renowned for their fast-paced style of play, lock horns. As such, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves. In the upcoming NBA clash at the Target Center, the Denver Nuggets will face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday. Recent outings showcase the Denver Nuggets triumphing over the Heat and Spurs, albeit facing a setback against the Mavericks. Similarly, the Minnesota Timberwolves secured victories against the Clippers and Jazz, but stumbled against the Lakers. Exhibiting an impressive run of form, the Denver Nuggets have emerged victorious in 11 of their last 13 matchups. However, their recent momentum hit a snag when they encountered a roadblock in the form of the Mavericks, halting their 5-game winning streak in a narrow 107-105 defeat. Despite the loss, Jamal Murray spearheaded their effort with 23 points and 7 assists, supported by Michael Porter Jr.'s contribution of 20 points and 7 rebounds alongside 2 blocks. Nikola Jokic, with 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, showcased his multifaceted skill set. Although the Nuggets displayed resilience, clawing back from a 13-point deficit, their efforts were thwarted by a buzzer-beating shot from Kyrie Irving, resulting in a heart-wrenching conclusion. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Timberwolves have found their footing, securing victory in 5 of their last 7 encounters. In their pursuit of a 4th consecutive win, they clinched a notable 114-104 triumph against the Jazz in a recent away fixture. Anthony Edwards led the charge with an impressive stat line of 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, complemented by Naz Reid's 17-point contribution on efficient shooting. Additionally, Nickeil Alexander-Walker provided a significant boost off the bench with 13 points and 5 assists. Despite a sluggish start, conceding 37 points in the first quarter and trailing by 16 points, the Timberwolves showcased resilience, dominating the remainder of the game to secure a convincing victory. Heading into the forthcoming matchup, the Denver Nuggets may face challenges due to Zeke Nnaji's uncertain availability. Conversely, the Minnesota Timberwolves continue to grapple with the absence of Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. While the Minnesota Timberwolves display commendable recent form, the prospect of consecutive demanding fixtures against formidable opponents with a depleted roster raises concerns regarding their prospects for success. Although boasting a 6-4 record in their last 10 outings, their struggles against the spread, with a 3-7-0 record, underscore potential vulnerabilities. In contrast, the Denver Nuggets boast an impressive 8-2-0 record in their last 10 games, propelling them ahead of the Timberwolves in the standings. Historically, while the Timberwolves have secured victories in the last 2 meetings at home, the Nuggets have emerged triumphant in 5 of the last 7 encounters overall. The absence of key players such as Gobert and Towns poses a significant challenge for the Timberwolves, particularly in containing Jokic's dominance in the post. Furthermore, the toll of back-to-back games is likely to hamper the Timberwolves' offensive efficiency. Despite their recent setback against the Mavericks, the Nuggets enter the contest with superior momentum, poised to rebound against a fatigued Timberwolves squad. While arguments can be made for both sides, the Nuggets hold the edge in form and are primed to deliver a resounding response. Considering the manageable spread, the Denver Nuggets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. In their previous encounter, the teams combined for a total of 199 points, with Denver delivering a lackluster performance. However, such a scenario is unlikely to transpire in the upcoming matchup, particularly given the depleted Minnesota roster. Notably, the winning team has consistently breached the 110-point mark in the last 10 meetings, with 6 of those victories resulting in scores of 120 or more. With both teams boasting proficient shooting capabilities, a high-scoring affair is anticipated. While defensive prowess may intermittently stifle offensive output, the Nuggets are poised to capitalize on a fast-paced style of play to exhaust Minnesota. Hence, over the projected total is our full-game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.